Welcome back to Mi Cama Lounge, guys.
How many syllables were that?
Mi Cama Lounge, I believe that's 4 syllables.
Okay.
How do you spell syllables, Marielle?
Oh, damn. Me agarraste, pero me agarraste bien. Syllables. I was going to spell syllabus. Syllabus, but it's syllables.
Syllables.
How do you spell
I don't even know,
syllables?
to be honest. I don't even think I ever spelled, like, not even when I was in, like, school, like elementary school, middle school, high school. I don't think I ever spelled that word, syllable.
I don't remember none of that stuff. Like,
Like-
imagine trying to teach a kid right now.
Not
The Pythagorean theory.
the Pythagorean theorem. The Pythagorean theorem.
I can't say none of those words correctly.
Fucking tell them to do a haiku poem or whatever. You know what a haiku is?
No.
I forgot what a haiku is.
Shit,
There's
shit.
some type of pattern. What's another one? Onomatopoeia. What does onomatopoeia mean? You give like pow, like things like that. Actual words. I don't know. Pow, ping. Is that onomatopoeia?
I'm secretly writing all this down so I can
Boom.
Google it.
Or a dichotomy. What's a dichotomy? Light and day. I mean, light and night is a dichotomy.
How do you remember that? It's like, oh, what's the definition of AM and PM?
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
VIP.
We might have to change our VIP questions, by the
We
way.
can. It's a new year. We could switch
It's a
it
new
up.
year. We're switching a lot of things
We're
up.
definitely gonna leave the ass question there for sure.
What was the ask question? Oh my God, ask me the ask question. I'm
The one-
VIP. Let's pretend.
The one how you wipe. We gotta
for
leave,
fun and bad.
yeah, we gotta leave that
Yeah,
one.
yeah, absolutely.
But I was in the bus. I haven't told the bus story in a while, really. So
Still 275.
Spanish people are always funny. So I was in the bus. You know, it was fairly a lot of Spanish people in there. So the bus driver had the windows open. And it was cold outside, but no one was really like complaining because it was cold. Like he had the windows open.
His window or like the top roof type of thing?
Not like, the windows on the side. Yeah.
Porque tú sabes que a veces la gente lo abre.
No, yeah.
Okay.
But they were open. It wasn't really like, it wasn't windy and it wasn't like freezing cold. Like I get it. It was cold outside.
Mm-hmm.
Turned the heat on maybe a little bit. But it wasn't as cold inside the bus. And a woman, a Spanish woman, right? She was complaining. She was like, mira, el hombre tiene the windows open con este frío afuera. And like she was just going off on the bus driver. And then like everybody's just looking at her like, why this woman is going so hard that the windows are open on the bus. But she's bundled up. Everyone's bundled up. Nobody's like complaining or freezing. And then all of a sudden, she's talking to someone else because Spanish people love talking to strangers about problems and stuff and gossip.
Si no están en el teléfono, they're speaking to you.
Yeah, so they're going back and forth. The bus driver has the windows open con este frío, and then they talk about COVID. They're like,
Out of curiosity,
yes,
was the bus driver Hispanic or like he understood what she was saying while she was
oh
complaining?
no, we were far away from the bus driver.
Okay,
The bus driver was probably black.
Okay.
American, whatever. But yeah, so she was like, maybe that the windows are open to let
to circulate.
Yeah,
The germs. Yeah.
let the germs circulate. Some natural purifying there going on. She was like, I see verdad eso, and then. So some guy was hearing her complain about the windows being open, so he closed it. So she complained about him closing.
After she learned about the purifying natural
Exactly.
thing.
So that just reminded, like, Spanish people do that a lot. Like, 1 minute
They're never satisfied.
They're never satisfied.
Why
exactly.
is that?
Are you a woman who gets satisfied a lot? And not
Not enough.
not those type of satisfaction.
I have my stages cuando me molesta una cosa and when I'm like, okay, like sometimes I'm like, yo, like you should have had this figured out even before I opened my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Or why the hell did you just do that? But I feel like with age, it gets worse. Like you see the little symptoms, in your 20s, you blame it on your time of the month and blah blah blah. But it definitely gets worse with the menopause and everything else.
Yeah, so that was funny. That was
Do you think the guys are the same, or is it just like a woman Latina type of thing, or is it just
that we don't get satisfied, or that
no, que siempre esto
that we could be like bipolar sometimes?
Eso mismo.
I'm sure, but.
Se nota más la mujer.
Yeah, women take the trophy.
I will not disagree with you. You know, you had a bus story. I have a train story.
A train story. Okay.
I don't really have those much, but when I do.
Speaking about the train and buses, though, like New York City really ain't. It's not like it wasn't safe before.
No, but ahora
now it's like getting.
You know what bothers me? Well, not that it bothers me, but now how I know like it's really not safe. Mm-hmm. It's all types of hours. It's literally 42nd Street, 9 in the morning, or whatever street. 3 o'clock in the morning.
Light or night. Dichotomy right there. Okay. But yeah, it doesn't matter anymore. Old, young, they don't care.
No.
The precinct could be right there. Cop's car could be right there. They don't care no more.
They don't care.
And it's scary, you know.
And it has to do a lot with like, and this is a sensitive topic, and everybody has their different, but like mental health issues. Like people, they're going through shit. Y uno no sabe. Oh, let's say you see like a homeless person on the train. And that might be a person that either defends you or be the one to throw you down the train. And it could be somebody like me, que tú me ves con mi lipstick, my hair done. And I could be the one going through something and you say something and you trigger me and I could be the one to...
Exactly.
No, pun intended. Like, I don't think I'll ever get to that stage. I hope not. Like, pero que uno no puede decir nada because you don't know what's going on in their head. You don't know what type of, like, meds they need or don't need. And... it's a scary world out there.
And in New York, you know, everybody want to be tough or act, you know, and you die like for stupid shit, like something that could have been easily avoided. Like you could have just walked away, could have not said anything. But sometimes we want to be tough. You're like, whoa, what you said, like, you know.
You know what? Like something my grandma tells me every time, like I'm either going out or in, and she's like, be patient. Something like in the words like be patient, like kind of just like, you know, like if somebody says something that triggers you, just kind of walk away from it. Don't feel like you're the bigger person to kind of like, cousin, don't say like you said, that can turn real sour real quickly.
For no reason.
They can leave, come back, they could do something in the moment for what?
For what?
Because you want it to seem tough.
Sticks and stones may break my bones.
But
words will never hurt.
Okay, I forgot the second part. I really need to go back to school. But my story about the train.
Well, I forgot you had a story.
No, it's...
But yeah.
But the story about the train, and this could be... I'm sitting in the train, and I'm usually the type, right? Like, I know I've spoken about like dating apps before and everything, but I just feel like sometimes you have to go to like those certain things like dating apps because everybody's just glued to their phone. There's no more like, oh, I see you, you're good looking, I'm gonna go up and speak to you. But I have a little bit of an also, and I still have that in me. So I'm in the train, and I see this guy, he's good looking. He looks at me, I look at him. If you're not gonna pull the trigger and do the first move,
you don't want him to pull the trigger.
Exactly, after what we spoke about. Right, but like, I'm like, if I see that there's kind of like a vibe going on, some good energy, you know,
make the first
hey,
move.
like, what's up? Like, does your left eye hurt?
Okay.
Because you're looking right. Yo, that has worked on me many times, by the way. But, you know, it's worked, though, even after high school. But I see him, mask on. Looks good, tall, whatever. Like he has.
He has his mask off. Is that someone you really want to hang out with?
No. He has his mask on. He has his mask on. He has his mask on. Like, from what I can see, he is of age.
Okay. Of what you can see.
Right, but don't se va pasando 1 stop and 2 stop and 3 stop. And I'm not there just like staring at him, but I'm kind of just like observing my like surroundings, and I'm like, bro, he might be too young for you.
He might be too young for you. Did he have a backpack on?
He did, but I have a backpack on. Unless I see him swiping the green Metro card, bro, like he's too young for you. So my question to you is like, hypothetically speaking, you're saying you're trying to hit up on a girl in the club or lo que sea, porque la chamaquita de ahora, they look
the generation
older than I do.
Yeah,
and I'm about to hit my 30s. Yes. Like, yo, it's crazy.
You definitely have to look at IDs.
Yeah, but what if you don't get to that part? Like, let's say, like, I was just to be like, yo, bro, I see you twitching a bit. Does your left eye hurt? And I don't get to, because you're looking right part. And then we exchange numbers. And then, he has a whole bunch of time to be like, yeah, I'm 27 or I'm 25 and he's really like 17. Like, how do you know before you make that first initial move if the person is too young for you?
I mean, you can sort of tell. I feel like unless that person is like super, super, super mature, you could see like in their mannerisms, like if they're a little bit young or maybe certain words they use or even like face expression
or something like that.
So people
quick. I have one stop before I get off. Like, but I'm never gonna see you again. Like, that's the true New York love story on the train when you connect with that person.
I don't know. I feel somehow you can still pick up on it if they're young, but maybe like you said, like maybe you don't know. You
ahora con la máscara. So after you tell me, I'm gonna tell you how it ended.
So exchange the number because at that point you don't know. So you're still innocent, but eventually, I'm guessing you guys are talking. You can sort of feel the vibe, like, okay, this is not a man I'm talking to, and then you start like, hey, how old are you? When's your birthday? And then you go from there. Yeah.
Okay.
And then if you continue to keep talking after he tells you that they're 12, then
you really got to call him up. Okay. How it ended? Obviously, I was. If I had to ask myself that question, then I shouldn't.
Exactly.
Right. But he put his mask down. Mask down.
Is he vaccinated? No,
to drink some water, and then I can tell.
Okay, wait. You can always tell a person by the water they drink.
Oh,
was he drinking Poland Spring or
I think it was Poland
Fiji?
Spring.
I'm just fucking with you. You imagine though?
Was it refilled from a fountain or was it an official bottle?
It from home, or did you just go to the store and cop a new one?
Which you always should refill because save the planet. But after he did that, like I realized, like he is too young.
He's too young.
And then I started catching up on the mannerisms and blah blah blah.
He sort of. What if he wasn't like? What if he was old enough and he was just a little bit immature?
That's the L I take, but that's also like now going back on like when you text people. Like sometimes you meet people that are 25 and plus, even 30 and plus, and they're fucking immature as fuck.
Immature, yeah.
And it's crazy. I'm like, yo, like.
How do you feel about that? Like. You yourself, do you think you consider yourself to be mature or immature? A little bit of both, maybe one more than the other.
There's certain things that trigger my immaturity, but I think...
Which is completely fine, normal.
85% I'm mature. Like, I can carry a conversation. I can, like, if I need to go to work, like, I know my responsibilities. If there's a lot of stuff that I'm very responsible, very mature. Then 15% were like, I'm still in my 20s.
For 45 minutes, really mature.
Pretty much, micamalounge.
How do you feel about people like this like in high school? That's what really grinded my gear. Like we in high school, that's supposed to be the time where you're immature and doing stupid shit. And when people would tell me, oh, like grow up or be mature or you're so immature, you're such a child. That was like literally grind my gears in high school because it's like. What?
So who would tell you that? Would it be adults or would it be like kids your age?
Kids my age. If it was adults, regular.
Okay, now let me ask you something. If you ever like keep up with them or whatever, like what is their life like now compared to yours?
That's the interesting part. Like let's say if I was smoking hookah, I was drinking. Sure, maybe I shouldn't be doing it, but would you say that I'm immature because of that or because I want to party or I want to do stuff with like girls, and then you're older, and let's say maybe you have children. You shouldn't be doing the things that you're
doing now.
And just because you're an adult, you're doing it. Are you? You know what I'm saying? So it's just funny to me that people used to say that to me that I was immature. Just because I would say like certain jokes or something. Just because I was literally being myself.
Right. A regular teenager going through purity, exploring, finally having some liberty. So one thing I think, like my whole lifetime, it has been like that 85-15% type of thing. So yeah, like in high school, I did a couple of things that are like, oh my God, like, you shouldn't be doing. But I think that has molded me to be the type of person I am.
Exactly,
like,
you learn.
I feel like I have my shit together. I'm not out there spending what I make in a club.
Literally.
If anything, I'm making money at a club scene.
Showing titties, which is absolutely is fine.
Even if you're okay with a C cup, but
there's nothing wrong with stripping, guys.
No, but like I kind of learned, like, I don't, on my off time, I'm not gonna go to a club and do this and do that. Like, that's just not my scene. Like, yo, baby, I did that before my 21st and everything else. I let it go. Yo lo sudé.
Or when people in high school, they would want to go like hard, like it's cool. Get your 4.0 average, whatever. You want to go to a prestigious fucking college. You want to go to Ivy League school. Look at say
like. Y se alocan cuando they go out to college.
Yeah, like literally that. Like they spend their whole high school life not doing any social activity, which is cool. Again, it's cool, but don't tell other people like that they're immature, that they're not gonna be this or this, and then you literally waste your, like, the time where you're actually supposed to do stupid shit.
And for it to be okay, like, you can literally like hop the train and not get in trouble for it. You can do so many stupid shit and not get caught for it.
Exactly. To then grow up and then you sort of regret that you didn't have fun in high school or whatever, and you do the things that people already did, that they learned. They the ones that actually grew up, and you're the one
who still have some growing up to do.
Exactly.
And do you think
that was always interesting to me?
Do you think that comes more like out of, you in high school, you're smart enough to, like us, we used to we're kids from the Bronx and we're going to school in the city. We're old enough and we comprehend enough to like take the train and like little things like that. Do you think that type of character of either we're out partying or we're out making sure we got a 4-point GPA and
GPO. I don't know what that is.
Something
I'm gonna
overall.
Google that later.
But do you think that comes based already on your person, like the type of person you are at that moment, or does it come up with like your upbringing as parents? Like, if that plays a role, or is it more like you can kind of choose what you want to do at that point?
Yeah, a little bit of both.
Okay.
But definitely the parenting plays a big part, because that's where you learn the early things that you learn in life, is through wherever you live.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you reminded me about the whole bus and the train GPO? Right now. And high school. I remember the train was faster to get to our school. When we moved, right?
Twice.
So the first time, like both times, that's on the mad loud. Sorry, guys. The train was easier, regardless. But before we moved, the first 2 years that we were in the original, I used to my mom made me take the bus, because she knew how to get
to the city,
to my school. Yeah, to the school on the buses. I had to take 2 buses.
Oh shit, that's interesting as fuck.
Yes. So she knew how to get there on the bus. So she told me, and Spanish people love doing this as well, like, "Hame caso a mí que yo sé." Like, she was telling me that
consejo por viejo, no por...
that is faster.
Yeah.
It's she literally. So I used to wake up a little bit earlier so they could get to school on time on the bus. And then one day, I don't know, I guess I was hanging out with friends, and I saw them like, oh, everybody's taking the train. They're like, yo, why you taking the bus?
Right.
Like, you could take the train.
Like, last time I remember, I took the train with you back home. Like,
I'm like, no, the bus is faster. And we were just going back and forth. And I'm like, watch. So I took the train. And I got home literally in like half an hour. And or then, even less. And I stopped taking the bus. I told my mom.
And what did your mom say?
No, nothing.
Did she be like, yo, so enséñame cómo tú coges un tren?
Yeah. So that just reminded me. Like, I was taking the bus for a hot minute. Like,
and then all my friends was taking.
Yeah, like all my friends was taking the train together going home, and I was the only ass like taking the fucking bus back home.
Besides me, because our school was apparently dedicated to like teaching. Yes. Besides me actually wanting at that moment to be a teacher, which shit changes. I chose that school because, which now I appreciate a lot more. But like I was always walked to school by like my grandparents, like middle school, elementary school, whatever. And I'm like, coño, me as a ninth grader. Like, I'm gonna pick a school. No lo cojo you in Staten Island because I've never taken a ferry in my damn life. But like, I picked it all the way in the city because I wanted that. Well, like,
it was basically almost Staten Island.
Yeah. That was the second time around. Yeah, right. How ironic. But I'm like, I want my freedom. I want to be able to like go out. So the first time my mom took me and she picked me up, and I'm just like. And that's when everybody came out, and I'm just like waiting for the train. And mom is a hot 40-something-year-old. Back then, she was 30 or whatever. Pero, you know, like I didn't mind being like seen with my mom or even my grandmother. Like it didn't mind me, but it was just like the teenager in me. Like I wanted my freedom.
You wanted your freedom,
and it was just crazy.
You wanted to be a rebel.
Yeah, and then long story short, so I've mentioned this before. Like I ended up graduating in Florida.
In Florida, yes, you did.
So you know, it's a different atmosphere in Florida. So in Florida, you got your permit at 15. You have your first car for your sweet 16.
Okay.
As a Floridian, my ass, I went out there at 17. I was broke and I was working.
Okay.
Fast food restaurant part time.
Okay.
So I was the only senior taking the school bus. Yeah, like I was there with a whole bunch of freshmen and sophomores because they weren't 15 yet.
That was my fun.
To get there, like.
No wonder why you stopped that guy on the train.
Fuck you. But you know, it's just crazy to me how like it goes from like being the most popular to taking the train and me having my freedom to now I'm stuck with a whole bunch of like fucking 14 and 15-year-olds. 13 and 14-year-olds, and then you have to wake up earlier because you gotta wait for the school bus.
That's kind of lit though. The
whole experience.
If there was other like I guess seniors on the bus, that would have made it better.
Yeah.
But
the whole experience, I feel like like it's definitely something you see on TV, and for me to transition from like New York to Florida, it was definitely like now I kind of like see it, and like I said, it's molded me to who I am, but. Kind of insane. I had to like hide my face coming out the school bus, and like when I left a little bit early, it's like
Oh yeah, you would have to leave early because the bus.
Leave early. I couldn't even chill. Like I couldn't even have softball practice because the school bus wasn't gonna be there available for me to go afterwards.
That's pretty cool though. Like,
but
like you don't have to work. Like you getting picked up and dropped off in front of your house.
I gotta wake up a little bit earlier, leave a little bit earlier to get picked up and dropped off, but that's okay.
And then the reason why I went to the school. The original spot was because it was in Manhattan. And we ended up going downtown, but I thought that it was downtown originally. And we were still in the hood, just in a different borough.
I didn't know what Harlem was, bro. I didn't know what Harlem was. When I said the city, yo dije, no, yo voy a estar aquí con Blanquito, and I'm a chill. I remember being in the lunchroom, and they were giving the schedule, and I'm like, ¿en qué me metí?
Yeah.
Literally. I thought I was the only one that went through that. Like,
shit. Did I leave my neighborhood or not?
The way the school was set up and everything was just like straight.
And then the building
Broncos.
was like an elementary school.
That they turned it into a high school.
That was terrible.
It was.
Yeah.
But we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that. So you know what? Shout out to
Well, did we? Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah.
What?
I was going to say we weren't even friends in the first building, but we were. Yeah.
Yeah, we were. But it's crazy because, you know, in your mind, you're like, yo, I have this planned out, blah, blah, blah. Como tú dices. Okay. Thinking we're going to be in 42nd Street and shit.
So let me ask you this, since we're on the whole high school topic and we're friends.
Yeah.
How do you feel about losing friends? Have you lost friends?
Yeah.
And not just high school, like in general. Have you lost friends?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Maybe I've had something, like some type of role to play in it. Not like intentionally, but it's just like, that's just me. And if you learn how to like deal with me, then we're going to remain friends. But overall, now GPO, I say the A. No, overall, I feel like si la gente se va de tu vida, it's just because they weren't like meant to be there. Like they played their whatever role they had to play there for that amount, and then you're gone. Okay. I mean, like sometimes I feel like, okay, now we're probably more mature and we can like reconnect, or like we're in different stages in our life and we can do things differently. But
okay, do you miss some of your friends or all of your friends that you're not friends with now?
I feel like I miss more the moments than the actual like person.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
How about you?
Yeah, I agree. Like, I guess
The memories built.
Yeah, the memories built, and then like again, it's ironic that I'm saying it, but like eventually, like you grow up, so it's like you can't keep doing the same things that you've been doing together when you first met. Like, let's say you met partying your whole high school year, like you guys can be adults and doing the same thing, and which is cool if you're doing that and doing other things as well. But if you're telling me that we're only doing this,
no, that's not the way it rolls.
It's not.
Because I mean, like, I'm pretty sure you still want to do other things with your life. You as well as the other person, like, you know, it comes to the point where like you want a girlfriend, you want to have kids, you want to get married, and do you really feel like you can combine both of them? Like, no, there needs to be a 85-15% type of thing.
Like, we could go to the club, but let's hang out with our girlfriends together or something. Let's hang out with our wives together, or you know, let's do something different.
Let me trust you babysitting my kid and make sure you're not
exactly. Invite me over to your house. I'll cook you some dinner. Or you make me, like, you know what I'm saying?
Little things like that.
Like, to the club again. Like, you already to the point that you already know what you're gonna do next week. Like,
yeah. Look at the
like today is Wednesday. Whatever. I already know what I'm gonna do Saturday and Sunday or Friday.
So how do you feel like, do you feel like something, like for those type of people or whatever the case might be, do you feel like there was something that didn't let them grow or like something they're still attached to? Like, you know how we said about like friends and memories and maybe we're attached to that person because of the memories. Is it something que no lo deja like to see that there's something else out in the world?
I guess part of that is, you know, maybe they don't want to grow up.
It's scary for them.
Many reasons. Yes, they can be scared or they don't know how. And maybe you try to help them, but they take it the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? They
don't let themselves get help.
Yeah, like maybe you're like, you know, you're encouraging this person. You're like, hey, you're good at this. Do this. But to them, it's like basically a teacher or a mom or parent, like, what? Get off my cock or some shit.
Right.
And then their other friend might be like, oh, yo, come to my house, let's drink. And de una vez they'll go there, which is fine. But it's like, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help us.
Become a better person.
Not just be a better person, but like to be better than what you are now. So you can leave something behind for when you do decide to have a family or kids. Or if you, let's say you don't want a family or kids, just so you can be a better version of yourself than you were like right now.
Yeah. No, I agree. And from personal experience, you know, like sometimes we come here, we talk shit, but I feel like, you know, a little bit of our personal stuff we should share out with like the world and everything. So everybody knows I like my beers, I like to drink, whatever. Like I that is part of my lifestyle. And recently, like, I haven't, like, literally, it would be the type of thing where, like, I'll work on the weekends or whatever, but yeah, Thursday, like, I'm probably how Marielle Thirsty Thursday started, like, I'll start to get thirsty. Seeing you, I said, nah, whatever, like, I'll start to get thirsty. And it was something about me that I realized, like, I'm changing a little bit.
I'm going to change it.
Oh, you watched that show?
Yeah.
You would be the one to watch that show.
Am I immature because I'm not that?
But it was like I wasn't craving it anymore. And me, literally, I had to sit down and be like, yo, like, it's okay for you not to crave that type of environment.
Sometimes you gotta self-evaluate yourself. Like, you gotta have a conversation.
But for me, I've been doing it for so long. Like, it's okay for me to be in that type of environment that I'm like, yo, but that's not me.
Say no.
But that's not me. And I have to second guess myself on top of the second guessing myself. Like, no, like, this is what you do. This is, no, it's not. Like, it's okay for change to happen.
It's definitely okay for change to happen. Yeah. And then, like, let's say the whole drinking thing or partying all the time, like, you gotta ask yourself, are you doing that for you because you like that's what
or you truly doing it just to be involved?
Yeah, you have fear of missing out, or you just don't want, you fear of saying no to your friends or whatever you want to call, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah, it's the whole thing. Like, I think it's more like you said, like a self-evaluation. Like, for me, it's like, yo, like, for me, I thought it was just like, you know, I was brought up this way. Like, this is something I do. Like, I have to do it. When in reality, it's not like that. Like, you don't miss it. You really, like, you have so many opportunities. Like, it was literally like a blindfold. Like, you have so many other things to do. Exactly. You don't have to do it. But then you second guess yourself, and then that's just a whole loop. But no.
Has there been... Like, has there been other ways where, like, you might lose a friendship? Like, let's say you spoke about having a girlfriend or whatever. Let's say you have a boyfriend. Have you lost a friend because you were hanging out too much with your boyfriend or some shit like that?
I think that happens a lot. Clearly, like, as much as I hang out with girlfriends, I hang out with, like, my guy friends too, and that's okay with me. Like, I wouldn't put that up, like, especially something that has so much history. Like, I wouldn't just put it up out there and just let it go because I met somebody yesterday and they're my boyfriend. But I would say, you're like, yo, like, certain people, I wouldn't say myself because it hasn't hit that case, but, like, I'm gonna, like, let this go because I'm more, like... I'm thinking about, like, my situation, and I'm thinking about other people's situation where, like, they're so focused with either a boyfriend, like an actual boyfriend, or, like, a new friend and they forget about, like, how everything started, if that makes any sense. Like the people who's been there from the beginning. Or, like, thinking, like, like, if you, like me, if I had a boyfriend and he's like, yo, like, I don't feel okay with, like, you doing a podcast with Jose, blah, blah, blah.
So you stopped doing the podcast with Jose?
No, that's how some people do. And then it's others like, no, like, that's how you met me. You met me listening to my podcast with Jose. Either you're going to meet Jose and be okay with Jose, or you keep it up and running. It's kind of like that.
Oh, wow.
No, for real.
I made it that far, man?
Unfortunately, we're a year and, like, something weeks in.
Okay.
No, pero es verdad. I seen, and that was just like the first scenario that came to head. But it's like that with anybody. It's like that with family members. You stop chilling with family because your time is consumed with the boyfriend and the girlfriend.
How do you feel? Are you one of those people, let's say, in order for them to be your friend or to consider them close, do you have to, like, see them every day or talk to them every day? Or can it be like, hey, we were really cool at this certain time, but, I have a life, you have a life. However, whenever you need me and whenever I need you, like, we're always there for each other. Like, would you consider that person just as close as someone you do see every day and text every day?
I do. There's moments where, like, yeah, you go through your shit like coño, pero, like, they don't check up on me and this and this and that. But initially, like, if we was to meet, like, in person, and there's no, like, because, sometimes you read, like, certain things, or, oh, esta persona, like, I just had a case where, like, I texted somebody and they didn't reply back. But then we just, like, FaceTime all of a sudden. So I'm not going to hold a grudge that you didn't text me back. But it's kind of like we still got that connection. The moment we FaceTime, like, you can come to whatever, and then we'll still hit it off like anything. Yeah, that's
when it's not awkward. Yeah.
How about you?
No, I agree. Like, those usually be the ones that are closer than the ones like, you could always count on them. You have someone?
There's certain things we take personal, but I don't.
Well, I don't know. That was weird.
That was weird.
But well, you take personal, like, if they didn't text you back.
Yeah,
or they
like,
didn't call you.
In certain moments, yeah, like, yo, like, obviously you were, like, on your phone or whatever, or I'm trying to, like, interact with you. So yeah. Okay. Yeah.
No, yeah, because this reminds me, like, with my college buddies, I was really close with them while I was in college, and then I guess, we graduated. I'm not saying we weren't close anymore, but we didn't talk as often. But I feel like if I were to text them, they would be there for me, and if they were to text me, I would be there for them too. But it wasn't like
a 24/7 type of thing.
Yeah, 24/7 type of thing. And then, the pandemic hit, and, we were all in our house playing Warzone, and we sort of rekindled our relationship that I consider them, like, really, really close. Yeah, my boys again. And then I don't think that's gonna change again for the simple fact, like Warzone, like it put in work for us to rekindle the relationship, and then yeah, like we've hung out ever since. Like
Okay.
so, like you know.
So did you guys like talk about it during the world war zone type of like moments? Like, yo, like I haven't like heard from you in a while. Or it's just kind of like it clicked? Because sometimes it just fucking clicks.
Click. Like at first, like it's a little awkward. Like, hey, we go to. And then it goes back to routine. We're cutting each other's ass or saying like gay shit.
And that's when you know it. And that's how I feel like that's how you know when it's real. So like I was saying the story where like I texted somebody, they didn't text me back, but like when we FaceTime, like you and I, sometimes we go a whole week without like, yo, like it's kind of like a hey, what's up, what we're gonna do? But then we're here and we're just fucking natural and then we just kill it. Like it's this type of thing where like it either flows or it doesn't. And I think energy has a lot to do with that.
Energy, and then the whole you can't hold a grudge because you don't know what
they're going through. Yeah. And I've learned that a lot. But like my friendship with other people, like I know how I get sometimes. Like you probably know how I get sometimes. I know how you get sometimes. And I can hold the fact that let's say you do the same to me, like coño. Why? Like let's say I don't text you back because I'm going through my shit. And then you don't text me back.
I'm going through shit.
I can't be like, yo, fucking Jose didn't text me back because I go through my own shit and I know how I got. Exactly. So I can't be like, ¿cómo que se llama?
A hypocrite?
Ahí está. GPO, GPA.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, you learn from it. And I think that's why Micamalounge has like played such a like influence and everything because we got to speak about it and let it out and air it out.
Like all the farts that you throw before the show.
Coño, tú lo hueliste. I thought the Febreze is gonna help.
That's mad fun. Okay. So would you consider me a close friend, Marielle?
I remember like exactly the moment, the time, and everything. Since we were talking about high school, every fucking party that Jose would do and DJ and set up the hookah. I mean, after a couple of drinks, sober or lo que sea, I would go to Jose, hug him, and be like, yo, you're going to be the DJ at my wedding. And I'm,
you do say that
all the time.
That's bad funny.
Y aunque yo no encuentre el tipo con quien casarme, I'm going to throw a wedding by my damn self and you're going to DJ that bitch. So yeah, I consider you a good friend. How about you, Jose?
Right. Notice how I asked if I'm a close friend, but she said I'm a good friend. Okay. I'm a good friend.
The GPO, GPA. No, you're a good close friend.
Yeah, I think you're a good friend too.
Okay.
No, yeah, you're the only, besides obviously my significant other, you're my other friend that's a female. That I don't think I have like other close friends that are female. Like I have female friends, of course,
right.
But, you know, de lejos. But you really the homie.
Okay.
You know, and I think you established that one time when one of those parties that we DJ'd. You were really drunk, Marielle.
Oh shit! Which one?
The one where you were super drunk.
Okay.
And like I saw, and like, my sister was there too, and my brother. We all saw like you weren't able to go home, and we didn't trust obviously the people you were with hanging out to take you home. So you just stayed at my house.
That's a true friend.
And shout out to my sofas that I don't have no more.
Hey, this is when we cut it down, Jose. Where can they find you at? No.
They gotta know the story.
That's on the Patreon, bro.
They gotta know the story.
Fuck. Am I really sniffing? No.
It's okay.
No.
This is for the show. We're gonna get. Marielle, she sealed our relationship. She bonded our relationship. You watch Harry Potter?
No, I don't watch no fucking Harry Potter.
You gotta grab me from here. She sealed our relationship by peeing on my sofa.
You know what? Fun fact is, his mom and his dad still likes me.
Okay.
So even if I did that,
yes, that's.
I had too much beers, too much water. It happens.
It's okay. I took care of you. You good. You're good. You made it this far.
I definitely sealed the deal. Guys, where can the diapers find me?
The diapers,
they can find me at Something About Marielle on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube.
Where can the toilet that you missed find you? You don't have one for me?
Where can the future toilets find you?
The future toilets can find
because you need to seal it with me. I sealed it with you, but you need to seal it with me.
Okay, you're right. Well, I sealed it with you by cleaning the fucking pits. So you guys could catch me at Jose _, that's MMMJOSE _ with a mop cleaning Maria Alicia on Instagram. And you guys could catch us at the Super 4 Bros, micamalounge everywhere, and patreon.com/micamalounge. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. We see you guys next time.